we keep rolling again, guys. Let's have our discussion, another discussion for today on marketing strategy, domestic and international market. This particular topic is very close to my heart because everyone listening here, I know the major challenge for our audience today is how to get into these domestic and international market and what should be the strategy. So we're gonna hear today with the best of the people who have done it, tried it and failed and then made it successfully into different market. We have today our moderator Sonal Jindal. Welcome Sonal to this panel discussion, and thank you so much Anil Ketan sir, our chairman for Women Innovator, for curating this wonderful panel for us. Sonal Jindal is a seasoned businesswoman, founder and director Melusha by Sonal Jindal. She is also director Mooj Board Consultancy. I would now like to welcome Anil Ketanji, chairman Sunil Healthcare. He joined his business in 1976 and he is a qualified MBA from IMI Geneva in year 1981. Mr. Ketan has diversified business experience relating to jute industry, paper industry, pharmaceutical industry, copper and steel industry, apart from his international operations. Welcome, Anil sir. We are obliged to have a mentor like you. And as we go on, we have someone special here, Ramesh Agrawal sir, chairman Agrawal Packers and Movers. I hope you don't need any introduction, but he has been a backbone behind the success of the business. Having a defense background as an airman with Indian Air Force, he has regulated the working of the company in the most systematic way that has further added to overall efficiency of the company. And we also have today with us Mr. Adesh Gupta, CEO Liberty Shoes, 30 years of experience in successfully managing family business of a listed company and making Liberty one of the most trusted brand of India. I really welcome you all, Adesh sir, Anil Ketan sir, Ramesh Agrawal sir, in conversation with Sonal Jindal, and I'm sure you will hear and understand and learn every bit of it because, like I said, they have done it and they're best at it. Thank you. Enjoy this conversation with us today.
Thank you, Womenator, for giving me an opportunity to moderate this panel today. I'm so happy and glad to be part of initiative by Tripti. She's been a great friend and a great motivator, and I also won a Womenator Award in 2019, and it has been a great recognition for me as well. So we'll start our panel for the international and domestic marketing. I have some set of questions which are ready, and I would like to ask Mr. Adesh that how marketing research is important before starting a marketing campaign by any woman entrepreneur, according to you.
Well, first of all, thanks for inviting me to this panel discussion. I hope I'm audible enough.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
All right.
Yes,
I think, before we talk about the research, I think it is important for the women of today's substance. They should first map their entire business activities on a piece of paper. Because what happens, either we are good in marketing or we are good in manufacturing. First, we need to define what is our core competence. If our core competence is in manufacturing, then marketing will be a very different exercise. But if our core competence is on marketing, then let the manufacturer be outsourced, or you would like to make third party, or whatever combination you would like to use. So as imagining that we are talking about the marketing philosophy or marketing niche you would like to develop or you have. In that case, the market research is very, very important. Now, when you do market research, it is very important. One is the desk research and second is the field research. So first, the entrepreneur or the innovator, they should look at what is our desk research. I am giving all these examples based on my new experience of launching perfumes, which predominantly is women dominated world over. In India, it may not be the same case, but this is one category which is lifestyle, which is fashion, which is something very close to the women. After the jewelry, etc., I think the next big thing is the perfumes which women would like to wear, and they would like to flaunt about it, they would like to talk about it, and what and what not. So when we talk about the desk research, it is very important that you first position yourself where I want to position. Do you want to position yourself in mass market? Do you want to position yourself as masstige? Do you want to position in prestige? Or do you want to go to luxury? Now, imagining that these are the four, let's say, core categories or four positioning points, first you need to position yourself. Then within that positioning, you start your desk research in terms of competition mapping, okay, in that price point or in that particular demographics or in that particular product segment, who are your competitors? What are their 7 Ps? I didn't know to define 7 Ps, I'm sure. All the women innovator must be knowing: product, packaging, price, promotion, etc., 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 people, and positioning. So once you know your positioning, that you want to be in luxury market, for example, then you have to look at, okay, we would like to compete with the best in the world, whether it is Gucci or whether it's Armani or Versace or whatever, you may Chanel, for example. Now, I give an example that, I had no experience of perfumes, which I launched about 2.5 years. I'll talk to your, the other panelists also, my experience on the digital or on the physical retail or the only retail, where you have successes and failures. But when you are talking about the marketing, the first and foremost is the desk research. After you have done the desk research, then it is important to go yourself physically in the market. Check out the, the high street shops, the luxury shops, the small street shops, and wherever. See the price point, see the competition, see and map all 7 Ps. But whatever you do, it must be mapped on a piece of presentation or paper or whatever. Nothing on your mind, because mind, is not permanent. But what you put on paper, whether it is price, whether it is product, whether it is packaging, whether it is promotion, once we have done that, then that research will help you to decide and charter your plan and journey forward. So I'll stop here for this time.
Excellent explanation, Adesh ji, and I agree completely that before starting any business, it has to be on a piece of paper, and a clear roadmap needs to be drawn, and all of us have to focus on 7 Ps. And with this, my next question is for Mr. Anil Khaitan ji, that how one should profile their target market, like how women should profile their target market, and how women can, another question along with it is that how marketing can build, how with marketing a woman can build her business. Profiling and marketing. Profile a target market and marketing.
I'll take the second question first. That you can only do the profiling once you know what you're going to market. So first of all, it depends on the product. Like say, Adesh mentioned, he went into perfume. So there's the entire marketing strategy, the market positioning, the market
Excuse me,
profiling.
Khaitan, your voice is not clear, sir. Really sorry to bother you in middle. Really sorry, your voice is not clear.
Taken my earplug.
Yes.
So I'll take your second question first, because in my perception, till you have a market, a product for which has been developed, you won't be able to do a marketing profile for that product. Say for instance, Adesh ji mentioned about perfumes. Now that requires a different strategy, a different product positioning, a different market profiling. So let's say for instance, we take any product, let's say we are launching, let's say, a range of Ayurvedic medicines.
Perfect.
Now in Ayurvedic medicines, now whoever launches that, first of all, has to do a SWOT analysis of the present landscape of the Ayurvedic space, how the people pursue Ayurveda vis-a-vis allopathy and the other alternative sciences of medicine. And you got to do a lot of competitive analysis. You got to do the analysis on technology. You got to do the analysis on the various drug regulations, since it's a medicine going inside. So once you have done all that research, and once you're confident that you're ready to go and you're ready to launch it, so the product has to be launched and it has to be profiled in such a way that it is meeting one of the messages which you're conveying to a consumer's mind, which has not been conveyed by the other products. Like, I don't know, I mean, it's very difficult for me offhand to think of an example, but I'm trying to think from Apple. Maybe let's take iPod. When Steve Jobs conceived the concept of putting in, millions and millions of songs in a small piece of electronic device, it was something at least me as a human being could have never imagined, that such a thing could be launched by the technological world, by technological companies. So profiling of the iPod was done accordingly in terms of the variety of ranges of music you can get, various languages, ease of carrying, ease of handling. There were so many benefits. So once a consumer sees a benefit in any product and it is satisfying his basic need, it is satisfying his wants, it is catering to his, sensual pleasures. So you have to identify what does that product do psychologically to a human brain, and accordingly you got to profile it. So I think you got to do a psychometric analysis, that how your product will be perceived, how it will be received, how it will be used, and how much people will be able to pay for it. Accordingly, you do the entire market profiling, the market strategy, the pricing strategy, and the market position. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Khaitan. I definitely agree that SWOT analysis is very important. Psychometric analysis is very, very important. And somewhere for every woman to identify their market with the USP of their product. So if we are talking about a perfume, the fragrance has to be the USP of the product. And if we are talking about Apple, the technology has to be the USP of the product. And that is what, according to me as an entrepreneur, I truly believe should be the marketing campaign. Moving forward, Ameshji, according to you, you are in a domestic market also, and you have established your foothold in Asian market also. How do you think that a mover, a packer, or a freight forwarding company, women who are into international trade, they should market themselves? Should they go into the digital or in the old way of marketing, like targeting the newspapers, targeting the television, or just go digital and geographically targeting digitally?
Thank you, Sonalji. Should I, speak in English or can I go in Hindi?
आपको ठीक लगता है?
Correct. हिंदी तो निकलेगी और इंग्लिश तरह से मुंह से निकलेगी।
कोई बात नहीं।
की चीज का अंतर। जो आपने कहा कि मार्केटिंग, मेरा 34 इयर्स का एक्सपीरियंस ऐसा रहा कि आज तो सबके पास स्टार्टअप के पास पैसा भी है, हमारे पास तो हमारी भाषा में फुट्टी गोड़ी भी नहीं होती थी, और फिर भी हमको बेचने का टारगेट मिलता था कि आपको ये बेच के आना ही है, और बेच के आते थे। हर चीज का प्रोडक्ट के ऊपर निर्भर करता है क्या प्रोडक्ट आप बेच रहे हैं। जैसे इफ यू टॉक अबाउट हाउस होल्ड्स ट्रांसपोर्टेशन, जब 87 में हमने स्टार्ट किया था तो ये सेगमेंट्स बिल्कुल मार्केट में था ही नहीं। देयर वाज 2-3 कंपनीज जो पुराने इंग्लिश के जमाने की थी, बुहारी वाला, एक और थी कोई पीएन राइटर, दस हार्डली दे यूज टू अपना थोड़ा मोटा काम करते थे। मेरा ये कहना है कि मार्केट मैं कर यदि मैं या कंपनी करती है वो एक कॉस्टली भी होती है और कुछ दिन के बाद वो ग्राफ बढ़ता है, फिर कांस्टेंट होता है, फिर जल्दी से गिर भी जाता है। पर कुछ ऐसी चीज होती है मार्केटिंग जिसको हम रिवर्स मार्केटिंग करते हैं, जो क्लाइंट के मुंह से बात होती है। ऐसे ऐसे एग्जाम्पल छोड़ दो और वो स्टोरी बनेगी उनके मुंह से, उस स्टोरी को पॉपुलर करो। आजकल तो सोशल मीडिया है, वो कोई भी स्टोरी हर व्यक्ति सुनना चाहेगा। मेरे पास एक क्लाइंट आया, छोटा सा एग्जाम्पल लूंगा, 1.5 मिनट का 2 मिनट का। उसने आकर कहा बेंगलोर से CR पार्क आए थे, मिस्टर बंगाली थे वो, उनका घर सामान जैसे हमारा बेंगलोर से आया खाली कर दिया। और जब हम अनलोड करते हैं तो हम हर चीज उसको दिखाते हैं, सर आपकी फ्रिज काम कर रही है, टीवी काम कर रहा है, आपका सोनसो काम कर रहा है, इस एज ओके, गेट एक्नॉलेज, देन हम वहां से निकल जाते हैं। वो जेंटलमैन 6 मंथ के बाद आकर कहता है कि आपके बॉस से मिलना है। तो हमारे कस्टमर केयर वाले उनसे पहले मिले, देन अल्टीमेटली उन्होंने कहा कि यार मेरे को अग्रवाल से मिलना है। ही केम टू माय कैबिन, मैंने चाय पानी पूछा, बैठा। उसके बाद उसने कहा कि मैं 6 महीने पहले आपसे शिफ्ट किया था और आज मेरे को लग रहा है कि माय टीवी इज नॉट वर्किंग, कुछ चू चू की आवाज आ रही है उसके अंदर, एंड आई फील दैट इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ योर ट्रांसपोर्टेशन। अब 6 मंथ के बाद कोई आकर क्लाइंट कहता है कि मेरा टीवी खराब है, और हमारा जो क्लेम का भी एक प्रोसीजर है, इट्स ओनली बैक टू बैक हम इंश्योरेंस कंपनी से करवाते हैं, इट टेक्स ओनली 7 डेज। 7 दिन के बाद वो, यदि हम कोई कंप्लेन नहीं करते डिलीवरी के बाद, तो क्लेम ऑटोमेटिकली बंद हो जाता है, वो क्लेम हम लॉज ही नहीं कर सकते। बट ही केम आफ्टर 6 मंथ एंड जस्ट लॉजिंग ए कंप्लेन। तो मेरे पास में बैठा हुआ था मेरा एक कस्टमर केयर का मैनेजर, वो बीच में बोला कि अरे सर ये तो 6 मंथ का केस है और आप हम कैसे लेंगे और किस तरह से लेंगे। उसकी बात पूरी होने से पहले मैं टोकते हुए मेरे मैनेजर को बोला कि आप जिस दिन कस्टमर केयर के मैनेजर बने थे, एक छोटा सा व्हाइट पेपर पे एक ओथ ली थी आपने, याद है क्या? बोला सर ध्यान सा नहीं आ रहा, मैं याद करो। बोला हाँ सर याद आ गया। बोला क्या याद आया? कि जो भी क्लाइंट, जिसको हम क्लाइंट कहते हैं, ग्राहक कहते हैं, ये भगवान का रूप होता है एक व्यापारी के लिए। ग्राहक हमेशा भगवान होता है, और हमारा बिलीफ है कि हम भगवान कभी झूठ नहीं बोलता, वो किसी का नुकसान नहीं करता, किसी के दरवाजे पर गलत कहने के लिए नहीं आता, कभी कुछ मांगने के लिए नहीं आता, लेने के लिए आता है, और आता है तो कुछ देने के लिए ही आता है, वो लेने के लिए कभी नहीं आएगा। तो ये सामने बैठा ये कौन? बोला जी भगवान। तो क्या भगवान झूठ बोलता है? नहीं बोलता। तो ये झूठ बोल रहे हैं? बोला नहीं बोल रहे। ये जो कह रहे हैं आप इसको एक्सेप्ट करो, लॉज द कंप्लेन, और उसके बाद इस पे काम करो। ये कुछ ना कुछ आपको देने के लिए आया होगा, लेने के लिए नहीं आया। 6 महीने के बाद आ रहा है तो आपकी लॉटरी खुल रही है। वो कंप्लेन लॉज की, देन वी सेड जेंटलमैन विल कम बैक विद इन 21 डेज। हमारे पास IM के बच्चे इंटर्न के आए हुए थे उस टाइम पर, 2014 की बात है ये। और उन बच्चों को हमने कहा कि इनका 6 महीने वाला टीवी था, आप पूरा इसका तहकीकात करो, कैसे खराब हुआ। अल्टीमेटली दे वेंट टू द हाउस, उन्होंने उसका पूरी केस स्टडी की। उसके बाद वो टीवी था सैमसंग टीवी कंपनी का। देन दे वेंट टू सैमसंग कंपनी कि बोले ये टीवी कैसे खराब हुआ होगा। उन्होंने कहा कि हमारे टीवी जब भी ट्रांसपोर्टेशन होते हैं, वी एडवाइज टू द क्लाइंट नॉट टू हैमर। और इन्होंने जब लकड़ी के क्रेट में जब पैक किया होगा तो हैमर जरूर लगाए होंगे। वुडन क्रेट, जैसे आम की मैंगो की पेटी होती है, ऐसी पेटी बनती थी उस टाइम हमारी, और इन्होंने हैमर लगाए होंगे। एक टीवी को पैक करने के लिए जनरली वी पुट 48 हैमर्स, और उस हैमर के कारण इसमें छोटे छोटे हेयर लाइनर जैसे फ्रैक्चर आ गए। जो टीवी हिलाएंगे तो ये ठीक भी हो जाएगा, कुछ जो सोल्डरिंग होती है उसमें गैप आ गया तो चू चू की आवाज आएगी। दैट इज ओनली द रीजन। तो हमको रीजन मालूम हो गया। फिर हमने 6 मंथ पहले जो भी क्लाइंट हमारे शिफ्ट किए थे, हम सबके घर में फोन किया। यू विल सरप्राइज टू नो दैट मोर देन 45% पीपल दे सेड हमारा टीवी हाँ खराब हो गया था, हमने बदल लिया, काम वाली बाई को दे दिया, बेच दिया, रिपेयर करा दिया। यानी कि 45% टीवी का हम मर्डर करते थे उस दिन से पहले। हमको पता नहीं था क्योंकि कोई कंप्लेन आई नहीं हमारे पास। तो उसके बाद पता लगा कि हम कितनी बड़ी गलती कर रहे हैं। एक टीवी जो 9 ईयर्स की जो कंडीशनल वारंटी होती है, यू आर पेइंग फॉर 9 ईयर्स, एंड वन हैमर की चोट जो लगती थी वो 1 महीने की लाइफ कम करती है एक टीवी की। 48 हैमर मींस इट रिड्यूस द लाइफ ऑफ टीवी 48 मंथ, यानी कि 4 ईयर कि 9 साल का टीवी एक शिफ्टिंग के बाद इसकी लाइफ बन जाती है 5 ईयर्स। 50% हम उसका रेट कर देते हैं और लोग हमारे को पेमेंट भी करते हैं और टीवी का भी मर्डर करवाते हैं। इट वाज द हैपनिंग। फिर अल्टीमेटली हमने सोचा कि ठीक कैसे होगा, तो फिर निकल कर आया कि ऐसा कोई वुडन बॉक्स बनाइए, जैसे कि ऑर्केस्ट्रा के अंदर देखते होंगे काफी बॉक्स होते हैं ब्लैक ब्लैक, वो बॉक्स हमने परचेज किया। उसके बाद उसका डिजाइन बनवाया, दैट वाज द कॉस्ट फॉर 3000। और इससे पहले जो लकड़ी की क्रेट बनती थी वो हमारी बनती थी 580 रुपीज और 600 रुपीज की बनती थी। तो हम सबने कहा कि 600 रुपए से 3000 रुपए क्लाइंट पे लेंगे, हाउ क्लाइंट विल पे। बोला कि ये टीवी का जो बॉक्स बना है ये 20 टाइम चलेगा, यानी कि 150 कॉस्ट है, नोट आपकी 650 कॉस्ट। तो 650 से कॉस्ट हमारी रिड्यूस होगी 150। और उससे पहले जब हम लकड़ी की क्रेट बनाते थे मोर देन 700 ट्री, 600-700 ट्री हम कटवाया करते थे एवरी ईयर, वो कटने बंद हो गए। जो पैकिंग हमारी 40 मिनट में होती थी विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द वुडन क्रेट, नाउ इट हैज स्टार्टेड ओनली 40 सेकेंड्स। और वो किसने दिया? वो हमारे उस ग्राहक ने दिया जो कंप्लेन लेकर आया था, और ग्राहक को हमने भगवान माना और वो हमारे को वरदान देकर चला गया। और वो ये कहानी मैंने नहीं कही, ये कहानी पूरी की पूरी बैंकों में, आर्मी में, एवरीवेयर लाइक जंगल फायर फैल गई कि देखो 6 महीने बाद कंप्लेन लिया। उसके बाद मैंने एक तारीख का लेटर भेजा उस क्लाइंट को कि सर यदि आप ना होते तो ये 700 पेड़ कटते थे, यदि आप ना आते तो मेरा 40 मिनट 40 सेकंड में नहीं बदलता था, यदि आप ना होते तो ये कितने लोगों से मैं 650 रुपए लेता रहता, आज मैं 150 रुपए ले रहा हूं। तो उसने इस कहानी को सर्कुलर किया और एक ब्रांड को रूप दिया। यानी कि ब्रांड हम नहीं बनाते, हमारे क्लाइंट बनाते हैं, हमारा नाम हम नहीं करते, हमारे क्लाइंट करते हैं। केवल हमको अपने क्लाइंट को भगवान समझना है, बस इतना ही अपने को। हमारे लिए जो सुबह पूजा करते हैं मंदिर में, वो पता नहीं देगा नहीं देगा, आई डोंट नो, बट ये सुबह जो क्लाइंट अपने दरवाजे पे आ गया, ये भगवान तो आपको देकर जाएगा। दैट इज माय सबमिशन।
Thank you, Agarwal ji. What a inspiring story, and I totally agree that marketing is not only sufficient. कि सिर्फ marketing ही sufficient नहीं है. Post that customer care is very very important, and I'm glad that you took that customer care input and gave a positive direction to that input and could save trees as well. So if Mr. Ketan or Mr. Adesh, you have anything to add on the customer care part in marketing strategy, so Mr. Adesh, you can add something.
Yeah, Adesh, you go. Adesh, you go first, and you are muted. You have to unmute.
Adesh ji, you have to unmute.
You're right.
Yeah.
First of all, I would like to take on from where Ramesh ji left. He made a very beautiful story, and if I can sum up, in one sentence, because I attended a lecture, in US, where they said complaint is a gift too. That means consider complaint as a gift. Now, if somebody is giving a complaint and the gift is free, that is the best thing you can get, from a customer or consumer. I think to sum up the story, I think appreciate, what Ramesh ji mentioned about it. I attended that lecture, in US. Now, taking this example forward into perfumes. First of all, if you are passionate about your product, you are passionate about whatever you have done in terms of quality, in terms of whatever you have done in your product, and if you have a passion, tell the consumer very clearly, I will replace, I will not charge you anything, test it, take it. If you are not happy with it, return it, no questions asked. The moment you give that offering to the consumer or customer, I think you have sold your product already, because the consumer gets the confidence, well, even if I have used it, believe me, in last 3 years, my return is almost 0%. Zero. From a perfume industry where, there could be breakages, there could be pilferages, nothing has happened so far. Of course, there may be a cheating, which sometimes you have to accept in Amazon. The people buy, original product and they send you back, some duplicate. There you can't do anything. And this is, going very, very, rapidly in digital space. Having said that, what I want to talk about is the international marketing. which is very, very important for a, let's say, a startup or a entrepreneur or anybody who wants to be a winnomator who we are talking about. Let us not spread too much, because our wish and vision might be, I would like to capture the whole world. Sorry, it's not possible on a day one. First, focus on one market. As you said in the beginning, test either in a district, either in a state, or either in a city, or whatever the test market. Once you have tested that, then you can expand into other, let's say, areas of the world. Do not go too fast. First, look at the demographics. Look at the population. Now, the population is the key. Second is that product a price segmented product? Is it a masstige, or is it a mass, or is it a luxury? So you would have to define your demographics or your consumer based on that price point you would like to offer. Now, we are in luxury segment, for example, based in Indian, let's say, market scenario, perfumes. We have kept our price higher than Titan. You would be surprised. And we are selling far better than, I would not say Titan, but far better in terms of higher price. No discount at all. Not with a single % discount on any of the channel, except, the combos we are making. But the best perfume we have made ever is like Chanel 5. One of our product called Oud Gold is selling in every country like hotcake. We are always in short supply when we make a shipment. So what we are saying here is that if you focus on too many markets, then either supply chain will be a problem, or quality management will be a problem, or shipping will be a problem. Especially in COVID, the freight has gone 5-6 times. So imagine we are sending by air. We are spending $5 to $6 per piece of sending a shipment to US by sea, and the product price $30. So you can imagine that how much damage you can do to your business if you go too fast in many countries. So what I would rather suggest, that if women would like to start, US is a very big market, very good market, paying market. There, you can sell your product online. And that is what the digital marketing strategy is a must as on today for a startup, so that you don't burn your cash in making publicity or marketing or whatsoever. You can do from your home whatever you want to do. You can outsource your product, and you can but what I've done in the last 3 years, I don't want to say I'm an expert in e-com, but believe me, I have learned so much, and I'm teaching my agencies how to do business and how to grow the business. And we have grown because of that. So passion is the key to a success.
Thank you, Adeshi. I totally agree. Passion is the key to success. And as an entrepreneur also myself, my passion has led me to where I have reached. And I agree that one should not target the entire world, should go, it is a step by step. So if you are targeting right now, in the present situation, when the freights are higher, when 20 feet container used to go to America for FCL for about 1 lakh, about 1,000 USD is now going for about 10,000 USD. So one has to definitely keep the freight, air or sea freight in mind. And like you said, that e-commerce platforms are the best platforms, is the cheapest and the frugal way to do any kind of a marketing. And I personally would like to advise all the womenators out there that you should focus on e-commerce platforms. And that reminds me of one of the sessions I attended for womenators, where I had to give them how to market themselves and how to enter into exports of the international market. There somebody asked me that how can I export books. So my suggestion to her was that first of all, make the e-books. There's no need to export the physical books, because the way you can make e-books or you can make the audio books, they sell like hotcakes all over the world. And the world has become a global marketplace where digitalization has helped all the businesses to grow very fast and at very lower prices. Mr. Ketan, do you have to add something about digital platforms or digital way of marketing or digital way of doing business? You're on mute, Mr. Ketan.
Yeah, I think, Sonal, I agree with Adesh that digital marketing is the way forward, especially for the women who are looking at penetrating quite deep into the markets. Another feature, especially while we do digital marketing, we also must consider the local culture. Maybe if we've taken a country, let's say we've taken, a East European country. Let's say we've taken, Hungary. So you've got to take the Hungarian culture into account. You've got to see their taste, their buying pattern, so on and so forth. You got to see which are the OTT digital platforms which is having the maximum number of visits, and I think it's a very effective way to basically penetrate. And you have different formats of digital marketing. See, a lot of people hatch on to these influencers on the YouTube to basically promote their product. But marketing, one is you're doing B2C, one is you're doing B2B. Now, once you do B2B, at that time you might have to do hybrid marketing, where you have to go like you've seen that now the Commerce Ministry has made a target this year of exporting $400 billion. And next fiscal, they have made $750 billion. And now they have come to a concept that they will take each district of India. I think we have about 735 districts. And they'll see that which product or maximum 2 or 3 products of that district which are the front runners. And that is what they are going to promote. And as a cue to that, the government has given strict instruction to our Indian embassies abroad to help the Indian exporters immediately and to connect them with the buyers in the country where the exporter would like to be connected. So Indian missions are one way of doing it. Another way, you have prime chambers in India, like the CII, FICCI. They have the trade shows, or you have a sector-wise trade show. Say, for instance, now today, you're having 6 months, Dubai Expo. Now that's a huge opportunity for the women to go and display their products. Because a lot of times, physical contact, and people see your products physically, they see the quality physically. So that makes an impact. Another thing would be that major issue here, Sonal, marketing ko sustain karne mein, and that is the issue of quality, the issue of consistency in supply, the issue of quality of packaging, because these are very, very important. And also the most important issue is export documentation, because you can really irritate a customer if you have one document missing. So I think to basically conclude, identify which country you want to basically go into, study that country economically, study the GDP, the population, study the basics of that country. Go to the embassies of that country, meet with them in Delhi or your respective place, get to know more about as to how you can find the buyers, how you can find distributors, how you can find agents in those countries. So those are some of the ways where you will have to penetrate the new markets apart from your digital marketing. So I think both could go and coexist parallelly, especially in the B2B field. Thank you, Sonal.
Ranji, I agree. I myself attended the Vanijay Saptah at FIO, which was a collaboration of Director General of Foreign Trade and Commerce Ministry and FIO, where they mentioned about all the 5 products from each district and each state they have selected, which has an export potential, and the Commerce Ministry is really focused to increase the exports out of India. And last week only, I was at the panel of World Trade Organization, where I had to speak on digitalization, that how digitalization and how e-commerce platforms are making their way, and how the digital documentations are very, very important, and how each and every country and each and every government of different countries have to work in a collaboration so that the problem of the freight can be solved. And the ministry, the commerce ministry, is definitely helping all the exporters and giving the data and giving as much help they want. And I think you're right that we can go e-commerce, digital as well as the old traditional way, where we can just go into a market, do our market research, and then we can launch the product according to the market situation and the scenario. If the emerging markets are there, then a startup, like Adesh said, can just make a business plan and a roadmap, and moving forward, post the roadmap and post all the marketing, customer care, as Mr. Agarwal said, we all women should focus on. And it is not only about the product, the strength of a product, the essence of the product. It is not only about marketing of the product. It is not only about the product reaching to the consumer. It is about the consumer satisfaction at the end of the day. And with this, I think Pravinder, I would like to wrap up our panel, and it was a beautiful panel. Thank you, Mr. Adesh, Mr. Anil, and Mr. Ramesh. It was a beautiful panel, and thank you for giving all your inputs to Womenator Women, who are the startups, who are the industry leaders, so that with all your input, they can evolve their brands, and your contribution can help in their journey moving forward. Thank you very much.